Buonasera, good evening everyone, benvenuti all'Istituto Italiano di Cultura di Los Angeles. For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Emanuele Mendola, I'm the director of the Italian Cultural Institute in Los Angeles. So a warm welcome to this special evening honoring the Italian nominees at the 2023 Academy Awards, and also the delegation of talents arrived from Italy for Los Angeles, Italia, the festival founded by Pascal Vicedomini that since 18 years is bringing the best of Italian cinema to Los Angeles on the eve of the Academy Awards. Unfortunately, Pascal couldn't be with us in person tonight, but in a way he is here nonetheless because he's been following this program and the festival with his usual dedication, enthusiasm, and passion. So complimenti, Pascal, I know you're watching us, and thank you for the opportunity to collaborate with you. Today we started our program early in the afternoon with a screening. Actually, it was the US premiere of a documentary, Franco Zeffirelli, Conformista Ribelle by Anselma Dell'Olio, which is really a treat about this legend of not just Italian cinema, but also Italian culture in general. And talking about legends, let me add what really wonderful view I have from this stage, because I don't think that at the Institute we have ever had such a concentration of Italian talents belonging to the world of cinema. We have with us, I can see Ferzan Ospetek, I can see Paolo Genovese, Maria Sole Tognazzi, and of course the protagonists of the first part of this evening program, Italy at the Oscar. And in fact, this year we're really proud that Italy is featured in different capacities and categories at the Academy Awards. We have, of course, Alice Rohrwacher running for Best Short with her inspiring and beautiful Le Pupille. Then we have, of course, Aldo Signoretti. Who's running for Best Makeup and Hairstyle for his amazing work on Elvis. And also, if you don't know, Italy is featured somehow in another category, because the Best Original Song, the nomination for Best Original Song, Applause, is a song by Diane Warren, performed by Sofia Carson, which is the soundtrack of a project which is Italian at heart. It is the soundtrack of Tell It Like a Woman, who is produced by Chiara Tilesi, Monica Baccardi, and Andrea Iervolino. And tonight we will have on the panel representing the producers, and we do it together, Chiara Tilesi. For this conversation, well-deserved applause. For this conversation, which is going to be moderated by our friend Francesca Scorcucchi. And really, as I was saying, it's so incredible to have you all here tonight. It's so extraordinary, as extraordinary, I think, as probably a day of pouring rain in Los Angeles in March. But if this is the price that we have to pay for having you all here and celebrate Italy and Italian cinema, I guess that we will take it. And now, before we start our program, I would like to invite to the podium for her welcome remarks our Consul General in Los Angeles, Raffaella Valentini.
Thank you Emanuele and thank you everyone. Buonasera cari tutti, benvenuti. I'm particularly happy to be here with you tonight to celebrate our Italian nominees at my first pre-Oscar event. Historically, Italy has attained the remarkable number of 268 nominations and 74 Oscar wins along the Academy's life. And actually, it's the country with more Oscar wins in the category Best International Feature Film. So let's say that there is always room for improvement, but we can't really complain. So tonight, as Emanuele said, we are here to honor three special artists, three Italian talents. Alice Rohrwacher. I read in an interview that you consider Le Pupille a small miracle, born out of the golden network of relations you had with Quaron, Goffredo Fofi, Alba, your sister and one of the protagonists of the film, and of course the 20 incredible little girls. May this treasure of human relations, the real essence of a beautiful life, bring you the necessary warmth and affection to conquer the Academy's hearts. This is my will and my really augurio for you. Chiara Tilesi, in the words of the theme song of your beautiful movie, Tell It Like a Woman, these are the words, realize how far you have come. This time you won't be outdone. You are on fire, it's our time. I know your time has come. So may this anthem to women and their beauty be the soundtrack of a well-deserved success. And last, but of course not least, Aldo Signoretti. He is at his fourth nomination, somehow a veteran, if I may. So after Mel Gibson Apocalypto, Paolo Sorrentino's Il Divo, and Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge, I have to say I watched them all and loved your work. But I must ask a rhetorical question. What else does a makeup artist need to win an Oscar? So what do we have to do? And to conclude, in Italian we wish good luck by saying in bocca al lupo, which is in the mouth of the wolf. And one is expected to answer crepi, so it's may he die. But this is really a wrong interpretation of this ancient saying. The mother wolf actually saved, according to the legend, Romolo and Remo, the founders of Rome, by carrying them in her mouth. So we should all say viva, may she live. In bocca al lupo, cari amici, e che il lupo viva. So thank you all and enjoy this evening. So I now would like to call to the stage journalist Francesca Scorcucchi, director Chiara Tilesi, director Alice Rohrwacher, and Aldo Signoretti.
This is the game of the chairs. Okay, thank you all for being here to celebrate our Italian Oscar nominated. This is an evening of, wishing good luck to everyone in this room. Alice, I would like to start with you. Your beautiful movie is about disobedience, is about standing for your principle, even if that makes you the bad girl. So what inspired you for this story, this little miracle?
Parlate quasi tutto italiano? I will talk in English, but it's a little bit ridiculous, but let's try. But I studied French, Portuguese, Greek, so many other languages.
Couldn't put together English.
German. No, of course, the movie is inspired as is in the movie by a letter that Elsa Morante wrote to her friend Goffredo Fofi in 1971. It's a letter to wish good Christmas. And the letter tells the story of Christmas lunch. In this Christmas lunch, there is a cake. It's a boy boarding school, maschile, un orfanotrofio maschile, sì. Yeah, a boy, boarding school. But when Alfonso Cuarón asked me to make a movie about Christmas, if I loved to make a movie about Christmas, immediately I remember about this letter, and I thought that I should tell this story not with boys but with girls, because I thought the importance of how to split a cake. It's very important to tell this story in a group of girls today. And so this is how the movie arrived in my mind. Sorry, mi vergogno perché poi parlare inglese con tutte persone che forse la maggior parte capiscono l'italiano, mi vergogno tantissimo.
Is it okay?
I'm ashamed to speak in English with people, mostly people who speak Italian, so it's a little embarrassing.
Però è funny,
Funny.
Chiara Tilesi, I would like to go with you. Your movie also is about brave women, and the song, the Diane Warren song, is an anthem to them. What was your reaction when you first heard the song?
When Diane called me and said, come to the studio, she actually played the song on the piano and sang herself the song. And I started literally crying because I realized then that she really wrote a global anthem for women. And what was magical about this song, what is magical about this song, is that any of us can see, you can see yourself in this song, because we went through a lot and we forget to applaud ourselves or each other. It's kind of like we're used to be behind, everything. And so I want to applaud all the women here in this room on behalf of Diane and of us.
Aldo, this is your first nomination. Are you getting used to it, or is still a thrill?
Well, festival, buonasera to everyone. Well, what can I tell you? I don't think you ever get used to it. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised, though. I mean, it's your fourth nomination, as you say, and it was a surprise somehow, especially for this movie. And be here again, I think it's fantastic. And let me tell you, oh, never, never.
Is it true that Baz Luhrmann chose Austin Butler after you're trying wigs on him?
Yeah, I think I've been repeated this, I don't know how many times probably. So I've been called from Baz, Maurizio Silvi and myself, so invited us to go to New York. We went to New York. So meanwhile, I thought I better be covered in a way, knowing Baz. So of course he told us that there were three guys. I must say they were fantastic, the three of them. But it seems that Austin was really Elvis. So didn't want to go back to New York again to take the measurements. That day I took all the measurements, I mean, all the ball cap, everything. And then back to Italy, and once they told me that Austin was going to be Elvis, I started my work. with Alireza, actually, my wig maker. That's it.
Alice, talking about casting, let's talk about those fantastic 20 little girls. They are so brave, and Serafina is sweet and brave at the same time. How do you, let's talk about the casting of this girl.
The girls, we cast the girls during COVID, so we cast them with WhatsApp video in a very bad way. First we found the location because we didn't know where to shoot the movie. I really wanted to shoot in center Italy because I was preparing my next movie and I don't want to move, but I couldn't find a good place. So, and once I went to Bologna, and Gianluca Farinelli from Cineteca di Bologna told me, I know a very, so it's because of Gianluca, he knew this place. We went there and I said, perfect. So at this point, we put an announcement in the like Facebook of Cineteca di Bologna, and we received videos from girls from Bologna. And we choose 20 girls, at the end it was 17, and what we did, I really love children and girls. I really didn't want to put immediately in a competition, in one against the other, who is more important. So we decide a group of girls, but we didn't choose Serafina, and so the protagonist, as people say. We just choose the girls. And then we start working with them. After 2 weeks, somehow the character, come on, alone, like, we said, like flowers. And at one point, the last day, we understood that Serafina was Melissa. But for all, and Carlo Crestodina, the producer that is here, can also testimoniare, can say as well, that we never told them who is the protagonist. And they never understood that Serafina was more important than the other girls. I really, for me, was very important. I really care about it. And the opposite, they thought who is talking more is more important. And Serafina, she just say one sentence. So the girls thought she's not important. And for me, casting, working with children is really, it's really something very, bisogna essere molto delicati, come,
you have to be very delicate.
very delicate, because it's very fast that they became monster, like of being famous, of being fake, you know. And I think this experience for them was very important. They were really a team, and I think you can see it.
And also you can see that the craft department is really, it's beautiful. And the photography, the editing, the sound. Is it more
the editor is here, okay. Carlotta Cristiani.
And my question is, doing a short is easier, or it's the same that the long length?
For us, as I worked before, this is a mini colossal, so it's a short, but somehow we had we had a big responsibility of because we were working with Disney, we respect Disney so much. We don't want to make a disaster, and but also I can't not be free. I don't know. So that was, and they let me all my freedom. And so I think it's very different. I can say for me was more to make a cake, a real cake. When you make a cake, a very important cake, it's a lot of work, but it's not like come fare un pasto.
It's not like preparing a full meal.
A full meal. So it's a different experience. With a cake, you know, so it's one test, un sapore, but with many layers, but it's one flavor, I think. And I think this, it's the movie is one flavor, many layers, but one flavor.
Zuppa inglese.
Sì, è una zuppa inglese.
Chiara Tilesi, you made 7 different type of cakes. And it was a very difficult, yeah, it was a buffet, yeah. And it was a very difficult job because it took 6 years to
It
do
took
that.
6 years from the conception.
Yeah.
But first of all, I didn't do it alone, as we do it together. I was very lucky to have met Andrea Iervolino and Lady Monica Baccardi and their production company and their team. So it was a joint effort with them, and Andrea believed in it right away. And we do it together, which is the non-profit film production company that produces movies by women, about women, for everyone. So the obstacles were incredible. We will have to write 3 books about how many obstacles we had. I also would like to say that we made it happen because all the directors, and we have here Maria Sole Tognazzi. I would like to give her a round of applause. Actually, it was the first short that we filmed with Margherita Bui. And after that, there were other obstacles. And after a few months, Maria Sole called me and said, but what happened to that movie? So we kind of because we had many obstacles to make it happen, and we shot all around the world, and then we had COVID. So imagine that. I remember we were filming the Eva Longoria segment, and we were in Italy with Lucia Puenzo, and we just received the news that it could happen in any hours they will close the airport, and we had all the cast over there. We actually end up, making it just in time. Like 24 hours later, they closed the airport. So it's been a long journey, many difficulties, but hey, we presented the movie to the General Assembly at the United Nations just few days ago, and now with the Academy Award nomination, it is really worth it because the message behind. So the reason why we never give up, directors, actors, producer, screenwriters, is because the mission was higher mission, and it was the message behind it, which is women empowerment, and tell it like a woman, because so often we tell stories about women, but from a different perspective. We want to tell the stories from our perspective because we are 50% of the population, and we must be represented.
And we count. So, let's go to the only man now.
That's back
Aldo.
there. Okay. Go ahead.
Was it difficult to do this movie? Tom Hanks bold. Boldness is difficult sometimes.
It's a challenge. I mean, that's for sure. But don't forget, I have done such movies that, probably have to shave the actor completely, stick a wig on, or either, big wounds and stuff like this. The problem with Elvis and Tom Hanks, of course, it wasn't less difficult for me than Marcello Mastroianni and Ginger and Fred, for instance. But back to Elvis, Of course, I mean, Elvis, as I say all the time, that is an icon. I mean, all around the world, you know, if you say Elvis, you can be in China, South America. Elvis is Elvis. Here, I think it's a big deal, though. It's been always a big deal, one way or other.
What inspires you when you do your job?
But like every movie, I mean, first you will always touch everything inspire you. Then because, you know, in a way, just try to feel with yourself, not a difficult, but, you know, to make it easy and put together ideas. Elvis, of course, had to do the research all over, and then Luhrmann sent all the review, all the reference possible in the world. And of course you start to, you know, focus exactly in what, at some point, the look they wear. It changed 5 looks in the movie. And also it changed a lot the prosthetic, which is not really noticeable, I must say. That Marculi has done a wonderful job. And the idea of Elvis and Priscilla, that's what they were. I mean, you cannot be that far for what they were. So just re-put, or you put the look on the face of the actor, which you never should forget how important is the actor. I mean, to me, when they sit on my chair, I look at the mirror. I mean, I try to figure it out, whatever would be fits or whatever would be nice, and of course, without keeping an eye the movie, the look of the movie, the director. You know, it's a combination.
Alice, let's talk about your sister, your collaboration with your sister. You collaborate together since you were kids, I suppose. How is it? How is to direct your sister?
I'm very sorry she's not here today. Ciao, I say hello to her. She's working, and she couldn't have.
She works all the time.
She couldn't have a day off because they are really shooting in these days. So, and for me, she is one of the women I more admire in the world since I'm born. And it's a big pleasure to work with her. She brings something. She brings a light to the movies. And it's difficult because I'm her sister, so it seems that I'm playing the violin, si dice la sviolinata. But it's real, no? For me, it's a light. If I have to say something about her, that she illumina, no? When she's there, and she's a big help also in the difficult situation I put myself when I make a movie. Because normally I have children, dogs, crazy people, big actors, everything, all the things more impossible. And she is really un alleato, a partner, no? And in that case, it was more funny because we worked together in 2 other movies, and she was playing a very positive part in the movie. And this time, I imagine her immediately like the bad, the bad character, the terrible Madre Superiora Fioralba. So, and I think for an actor to play a part, la parte del cattivo, the bad one, is very funny. So we had a lot of fun working together in this project, and I think she did a great job. And all the cast, I really admire all the cast in this movie.
Thank you. Chiara, your movie was presented at the United Nations, and one quote of your speech stuck on me. 300 years, this is the amount of time we need at this space to reach gender equality. How can we be faster than that?
Yeah, it's true. According to the United Nations, a recent study a few months ago, not far away, it will take, at this rate, we will take 300 years to reach gender equality. I mean, 300 years. It means that our children won't even see it, or the children of our children, or the children of the children of our children. So this is absurd, and we must change, and we must do something now. How can we do it? Well, I'm a big believer that change comes from, the seed of a change comes from the change of a culture. So we have to start changing the culture. And one way of doing it is definitely filmmaking. We've seen in other problems like the environment or the LGBT, how that changed the narrative, and also through the help of changing the narrative in media. I feel that the narrative about women is still the same. I was shocked that according to the Annenberg inclusivity study at USC, the recent one, so the 2022 said that women director in the United States, they had a big step back. So we went back to 9%. Why it's important to have more women directors, more women screenwriters, because again, if we want to change the narrative, we want also that the people that are writing or directing the movie understand that narrative. And so I believe that one way of doing this is by changing the culture. And I think we are in a great room here with great talent, you know, and also to have producers like Andrea Iervolino, Monica Baccardi, or Luca Sakowski, that, you know, they understand that it's important and decide to do project like this one. Actually, I don't know if Andrea is in the room or Monica, no? Okay.
Okay, do we have a time for some question from the audience? And okay, a couple of questions from the audience. Please raise your hand. I cannot see anything. Nobody? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay, so.
I wish I great English.
Thank you. In inglese? No, non lo so. È già una... Scongiuri, ma io spero che dagli italiani mi aspetto più di scongiuri, mi aspetto i fumi sacri, tutte le formule. No. Maybe I can say something about women director, that I think a big changement could be if we ask every time we make an interview to a man director, how you feel about being a man. Because to us, everyone asks us how you feel about being a woman, but no one asks to the man how you feel as a man.
That's so true. So true. Okay, I think we have to wrap up. So we'll leave the stage to our presenter for the rest of the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations and
Grazie.
break a leg and in bocca al lupo.